A warning or something. You know, because you're attaching the message.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't do that, when you send the request, it will give you a warning message?
No, I mean, it'll still give a notification, and you just won't have that little additional message
Okay.
with it. Everything will work the same. It's just more information that you want to send to the person. I mean, you might, if it's a big case, you might want to call them directly on the phone and work it out, but you can do it, all electronically if you want.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if it will give you a warning message.
No, it's just optional. Just optional.
Okay.
Okay, so these desktops go away after a minute or two. So now over in our Outlook, we've got all these new, so here's the change request, approval needed, and then it's been assigned. So we've got quite a few emails happening. So now we'll go back in as the approver. And now we've got 3 steps on the workflow histories. Please approve, only approve 100K, how about this? So now the submit is already turned off, and so we have to approve or reject or request change or delegate. So I don't have enough users to delegate because it's already been submitted to both users at the same time because they're both set up as approvers on this particular workflow. So we'll go ahead and approve it. Okay, now if we bring that document back up, anytime here, there we go. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps on it, and should be approved at this point, even though it says submit for approval. I'm not sure what's happening on that. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, thank you. So let's see if we can make an invoice out of this. Okay, 2262. So there's our invoice, and now I'm going to go try and post that to see if that will allow that, even though I don't think it's changed the customer's credit limit here. No, they're still at 40,000. So let's see what happens when we do that. This is in batch 333. So it looks like that particular document was able to be posted, even though the customer's credit limit was set at 40,000. We did an approval by a document basis and allowed it to go through the system. Okay, we like that one.
So okay. If we started it as an invoice, we would have had the same issue, though. It would have popped up instead of over the credit limit.
I'm not sure if the credit limit works on invoices or if it's just on orders. I'd have to research that and see. But if it didn't, the other one would pop up. You know, the normal credit limit message would pop up if it doesn't work on the invoice.
Okay.
Look at the on account amount or the total. So if you attach a payment to that order.
Well, I don't think it's looking at either one. It's just asking, the approver has the power to approve regardless of what it is.
But when you create the order, the first thing, would it be send it for approval if you have the payment?
I would think the payment would come off. It was going to be a net. We can test it, though.
Yeah.
for him, it's.
Yeah, I would think so.
Good question.
I mean, it would probably work the same way that the normal credit limit, over credit limit reacts now, and it takes into account your payment. So I would guess the other one does too. Okay, so any other questions? Okay, we're going to go in and let's create a new workflow here for a general ledger batch. Just take a look at an action associated with it. So we'll go ahead and deactivate this one.
While you're doing that though, can't we pull up one and copy it and deactivate it without, and then just put down January to parameters? Is that the feature that's there?
If we do a new workflow, I'm not seeing copy a previous one. I'd have to check and see if there's a way of doing that.
Pull back the screen, because copy right, there's a copy there? Yeah.
So on a we take this. Okay.
There we go. Copy this. Click on the copy. So we can copy previous.
Yeah, but I'd like to kind of do some scratch. You guys kind of walk through it again. Yeah, if you don't mind. Okay, so we'll do an LL GL batch. Because I really want to show you how quick this is. I mean, it's really pretty easy to do. And we just do any user and read only we don't need, and we'll add a step here. And this is going to be review journal entry. This is the first step, and it's an action. Okay, so we want them to review it for departmental allocation, and always do it, and we don't care, and you probably have some qualifications there, and we want who is going to make this, and we'll put the user there. One response needed. 1 day. Okay, so we we added this step. Now we're going to add another step here. And this is going to be approve. And it follows that one because it knows it's only one other step there. It's an approval step. Happens always. Identify approvers. And you can, do as many of these as you want, and have different users, whatever you want to make that work. So now we should have a step: review the journal entry, then approve the batch. We're creating a multiple-step workflow out of this. We always want to require at least one approver. We don't. In this case, we're going to skip the alternate final approver. And we're going to allow the delegation, and if we don't get it done in time, it's going to reject it. And we're going to send a Dynamics desktop alert and immediate email. Okay, that should do it for us. Oop. Okay, there's our new one. So now we're going to go into and do a journal entry. Oop. And we'll do a pretty massive journal entry here. Okay, so we've created this journal entry. We've got a two-step approval on it. And we should start getting some emails here. Oh, you're right. Thank you. I would have waited for a long time on that, too. Okay, so we want to pull that batch up, and we want to submit for approval. And we'll skip the comments. You don't have to have comment. They're optional. And now we should get some. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now what we've got is we've got this particular step been assigned to us. And you can view the document, edit the task, and view the workflow history and status. Now, just a note here, when you view the document, since this is not a document, you're not going to get anything really profound. It's just saying there's a $2 batch out there. So some of them, to see more detail, you've got to look at them within Great Plains.
That, the contents of that email is not
Not that I know of. I mean, it may be that there's something you can do, but obviously in the user guide, they're not going to tell you that. And I try not to do the real hard stuff for Lunch and Learn, so I'll let you do those. Let me know how it works.
Actually, I think you raised this demo really well.
I know, I got my fingers crossed here. Okay, so we'll pull this batch back up. Okay, so pending approval and complete, reject, delegate, or view action. Okay, so this is a new button here now. Action needed, review journal entry for departmental allocation. Okay, we'll click OK. And we'll say that's complete. Okay, so now we'll call up, and now we have notification. We have another step now. Now we have to approve. You notice we had a complete button rather than an approve button on that. So now we should have the approve button when we bring that batch up again. Okay, now we've got the approve button here. And we could reject, we could request a change or delegate, just like we've had before. So this is how you would make sure that they look at the journal entry prior to, they would have to at least say they did. Whether they did or didn't, you know, we can't control that, but they have to say that they did that. And we'll go ahead and approve that. And now we can bring that back up. And it's been approved right here. So now we can post that, we can modify it and submit it again, whatever you'd like to do. So this should post just fine.